I've lived in these mountains for 20 years, and it's taught me that the best things in life aren't trends, they're habits. This channel is about that quieter way of living, real fibres, second-hand finds, honest crafting, and stepping off the treadmill without looking back. No 9 to 5, no keeping up, just a life built around what actually matters. Come and see what that looks like. Today is the most glorious day, and I am taking my dog, Lucy. I've just been out with Maya. My girlies don't get on, so I'm out with Lucy today. She's just seen a cat, so I apologise if this gets a little bit juddery from time to time, but there are quite a few cats in the village at the moment. It is very windy today, as you can probably hear in the microphone. Our medieval bell tower, which has just struck the half hour. The sky is blue. I have got some washing in my washing machine, which I will be putting out later when it's finished, because it's so breezy today. It will get dry really quickly because tomorrow it's going to rain. The next day it's going to rain. And when it rains here, it really rains. I have to keep pausing because Lucy likes to have a sniff. She likes to sniff all around. Snow on the mountains here, and it's still quite thick. We've even had snow on these mountains in years gone by in June. Can you hear that wind? Very icy. Due to global warming, I'm assuming we haven't had any snow for a while in June, and even last year I don't think we had as much snow as this. It's been colder this year, so it's quite refreshing. Gives you a good refreshing blast of cold air. It's always nice to get back home, which is where I'm going now. Lucy's old, she didn't want to go all the way on her walk today, so it's time to go back. Come on, Luce. There we are, should we go home? It's a bit slower now because she's so old, and some days she's full of energy, other days she just wants to be a little bit more sedate, a bit like me. So off we go. I did a painting of my daughter when she graduated. She graduated during COVID, so we couldn't celebrate in the normal way, which they do here, which is to go around the town, have a lovely meal with friends, and have a lovely day. We never ever did that. We always said we were going to afterwards. We celebrated it here. I did a painting, so I'll put that in, I think, for you to see. Come on, Luce. Little kitten. They were born and abandoned by their mum. It's village life. Cats, and they have kittens, and then they start expecting more. So there's another one here. They're so cute. They were abandoned by their mum, so I've been giving them a little bit of food every evening to get them through the winter, and then I think they'll have to fend for themselves Back and just look at this view. I can never do it slowly, but it's so beautiful. It still looks a bit cold though. It hasn't got that glow of summer, which obviously will get a green tint on the mountains once the spring and summer settles in, and it'll be very hot. But it's lovely to see the blue sky on a very sunny, crisp winter morning. So I'm just making myself a herbal tea and we'll go and have a chat. The tea I'm having today is this one. It's supposed to be good for your digestive system, but I just like the taste. It's licorice, rhubarb and fennel. It's going I was actually hoping that it would be a lovely pink colour. I have had this before, but I couldn't remember what colour it was. But this would be lovely. I always leave the bag in. I know people do different things. I just like to keep the bag in because I like to have a full flavour. Grazie mille, ciao, ciao, buona giornata. Just had a parcel from Amazon. I know what it is. So delighted about this. My dogs are barking because the post lady is there. Just had a parcel from Amazon, which I can open with you in a few moments. But first I'll light a candle. I love having a scented candle. Well, hello, welcome back to my channel. I've got layers and layers on because if you've just seen me outside with one of my dogs, you will know that it's a beautiful day, but it's very fresh and crisp. So this is one layer, and I've got another layer and another layer and a t-shirt underneath. So I'll probably get quite hot because I've got the sun streaming through the window, absolutely gorgeous. And I've got my herbal tea I've just shown you, which is a licorice, fennel and rhubarb. Oh, I do like that. It's not my 100% favourite that I have at the moment, which I showed you last time. But anyway, I'm back in now from taking my dogs out for a walk. I've got a washing machine full of washing, which I'll be hanging out today to take advantage of this beautiful sunshine and very breezy weather. But it's also my chance to sit down, enjoy my herbal tea, and to just let you know what I've been up to lately in the last week. Just had a delivery. It's from Amazon, and it will all tie in with what I'm going to show you. I always open these the wrong way around. There we go. It is my knitting tips here. I don't know if you can see them. I had to order some new knitting tips, and it's these Knit Pro needle tips that I said I might need to order for my knitting project, which is on the needles now. This is my second knitting project. I abandoned the one from the last video, and I have started, I've done roughly the same amount actually. I've started a lacy cardigan, and the problem with this is I don't know if you can see there, you probably can't even see, I don't know if I can focus, you just cannot see the dark stitches easily. Certainly not of an evening time
when you're just using the electric lighting. And so I ordered yesterday, and I'm really pleased that they came. They don't always come when you live in a remote place like I do. The post and people and the couriers decide it's not worth their while coming up quite often, and they will just leave it at the local bar, which will mean a trip down there, and it's not always convenient for me to go. Anyway, got these tips, 3.5 millimeters, Knit Pro interchangeable circular needles, and the style is Nova Metal. I do have another pair of these Nova Metal in a 3 millimeter, which I used to cast on when I was doing my last project and to do the ribbing. But I didn't have the 3.5 millimeter that I need to do this project. So a little bit later on, I'm going to just swap these two beautiful wooden ones. They're absolutely gorgeous, but with this dark navy yarn, they just don't work. So I'll interchange them with these. I'll swap them, and I shall probably find a moment to do some knitting this afternoon. I'm very excited, very excited. So that's my knitting project this time, and let's hope I can get on with it easily and I can give you some updates in the future, because I'm hoping to have that done for springtime. Well, what have I been doing recently? I went thrifting last week, and I was actually looking for table lamps and glassware, and I always like to look at ceramics. I didn't see an awful lot. I went to 3 stores. The first one was a complete surprise. It's something I've been driving past for a long time and thought I would call in. It's always either on the way to somewhere or it's on the way back from somewhere. And it's not the place where if you're on the way, you've got to get there. If you're on your way home, you're tired. It's always inconvenient to actually call in, but left earlier. The plan was to call in this place on the way to the other thrift stores that I love to visit, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Everything was fairly higgledy-piggledy, but it was a lot bigger than I expected, and there was lots of things there. I was a little bit overwhelmed because it wasn't what I was expecting, so I came away empty-handed, and I was aware that we were losing time to go on to the next one, so I didn't have as good a rummage as I would have liked to, mainly because I was surprised by the size. I thought it was going to be small and I would be in and out of there very quickly, but as it happened, I wasn't. So then I went to the next one, which is, I've shown you in videos before, it is huge. Everything is just thrown in. There are glasses just on the floor, taped up. My daughter got some beautiful, beautiful crystal glasses from there a couple of visits ago, and I always hope that I'm going to find the same. I did see some, but they were too small. They were very beautiful, and they had the heaviness to them of lead crystal, and when you tap them, they absolutely sing. So I left them for somebody else because I would only be buying them because they were there, and that's not the way I like to live my life. I don't like to buy things just because they were there. I like to buy things if I need them and if I can make use of them. So I left them there. I came away, actually I did find a water filter, a Brita water filter for €5. And as mine got a crack, and I've just had the replacement funnel for the water filter that mine had a crack in, but I also saw an identical one in this thrift store, and it was €5. I just couldn't say no, so I can have 2 on the go now. I also got half a cone of yarn, black mohair silk yarn, which I can use in my weaving, very fine. It is similar to this. This is the navy. I'm a glutton for punishment, aren't I, with these dark colours? But anyway, I got that, and that was just €1 because it hadn't, I think it'd been there for so long, it didn't have a price on, the price had come off, so they just charged me €1. So then I went to the final thrift store, and this one I really like because it's organised and it's clean, and they've got a lot of staff who are busy, always there for you. I didn't see any lamps in any of the stores that I went to. There were some that were close, but not what I wanted, so there was pointless investing. Before I get on to show you my haul from that thrift store, I just want to show you something that I missed last time. It was this dress I meant to show you. I had already washed it and put it in my wardrobe. It's thin denim or a thick, sturdy cotton in a stripe. It's by Manta Ray, size 14, which is too big for me, so it'll be oversized. I like the fact it's got pockets. On me they'll probably be long sleeves, but you can roll them up because they've got this tab and a button, so I can roll them up. But it's going to be too hot in the summer for me to actually wear this, so it'll be great in the spring, maybe if I'm sitting in the garden with my book or just pottering around with my plants. I don't like these exposed zips. I like hidden zips on my clothes. I just think exposed zips just look as though it's not done properly, but that's just me. It's probably just my generation too. So there was this dress, which I'm very pleased with. It is a nice quality, and I'll put that back in my wardrobe after the video. Right, onto my haul from this last thrift shop that I visited. I was absolutely not going to go for any clothes. I decided I didn't want to just buy clothes because they were there. I saw a Galliano cardigan, and it was not the sort of style I would ever wear, but it had Galliano on it, and I thought, oh, it's Galliano. I would just be buying it for the label. There's a polo sweater which was too big for me and a little bit washed out. I was like, oh, it's polo, shall I buy it? I've been in Italy for so long that I kind of get hooked into the buy it for the label mentality, and I didn't need these things, so why buy it? Why buy it for the label? But I did find a couple of pieces that I'm going to enjoy wearing. And when I'm in the thrift store, I'm sifting through both directions looking for fabrics. I look for a fabric that looks as though it's a natural fibre, a knit that looks as though it's a natural yarn. I always look for very fine, smooth, soft knits in knitwear. I did find a couple. I actually did put 2 sweaters back. They were lamb's wool, and they were very finely knitted and soft, but I really was honest with myself, and one of them was a colour I probably would not wear, and the other one I was a bit unsure of. And so my current philosophy when I'm buying is, if I'm less than 100% certain that this is right, then I'm not going to buy it. I left them for somebody else. But anyway, I did find this cardigan. It's a long cardigan, and again, it's knitwear that I don't knit because it's very fine. It's in this colour. I've never worn this style cardigan before. It's long, and it took my eye because when I am going through things in a thrift store, I go through very quickly, and I'm pulling things out that look interesting, and I try to have a look at the label. So I was pulling out lots of soft knitwear, and this is 100% cashmere made in Italy. It's a large. I'm a small, but I'm probably an Italian medium because Italian ladies are a little bit more finer boned than I am. They're slimmer. So this is a large. It's oversized, but I figured it'll be nice and cozy in the winter with a polo neck sweater underneath. It's got a cowl neck, and I'm quite excited to wear that. Maybe later this week I have to go to a couple of meetings so I can wear it. I also found this cardigan. I am one for a cardigan. It's beige. The brand is Aqua Bianca. And again, I pulled it out off the rack because it was soft, beautifully soft and fine knit. So this one, I always look at the label for the fibre. And this one is 90% lana vergine, which is virgin wool, and 10% cashmere. It's got that beautiful soft feel for an elegant cardigan. So there's no moth holes in it. I did check. No moth holes. it didn't feel as though it had shrunk. I recently saw some beautiful cashmere in a thrift store, but it was thick and pulled in, so it had obviously shrunk, so I didn't get that one. This one was lovely too. Okay, on with the haul. I was looking for ceramics, and things always catch my eye, and this candlestick caught my eye. I've kept the price on. There we are. Don't know if you can see it, €365, and it is, it's an artisan ceramic, ceramiche artistiche, artistic ceramics, Bassano, and it's made by hand, so it's hand painted, and so that just absolutely goes with what I love: simple, blue and white, fresh and clean looking. So I couldn't resist that with $365. So I was wandering around thrifting the thrift store, looking through the clothes with this in my hand for a while. I also found this. This was a bit more than I would normally pay. $10.25. It's a pot, and again it's blue. This is more of a beigey cream though, blue. I'll say blue and white just for the sake of it. The blue and white effect there. And it is Robinson Ransbottom from Roseville, Ohio, USA. It's a bean pot, it's 1 quart, so that's about 1 litre, 2 pints. And I don't know whether it would have been used for storing beans or for soaking beans, you know, and you have to soak beans overnight before you can use them sometimes. But I will find out. I usually like to use my vintage items if they're household like this one, but it could well just be for decoration. I'm wanting to make a shelf for my kitchen, and I think it would look great on there. So that's all things for the future. Well, I really hope you enjoyed my talk and excerpts from my thrifting that I did last week. Please come back and join me next time. I haven't got Mr. Darcy with me today. He is actually sitting between my kitchen and the balcony where there's a little sunny spot, and he is sunbathing at the moment. So he's out there. If you can hear breathing, I've got my 2 girl dogs here, and they are fast asleep. I might try and show you in a minute. I'll turn the camera around. But after all that, when all is said and done, thank you very much for watching all the way to this part of the video. Please join me next time, and I'll tell you what I've been up to. Please consider subscribing. It helps me with the algorithm, and it really, really does mean the world to me. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because then you'll be the first to hear about any new videos that I release. Also, if you'd like to help my channel further, and it helps me with materials, you can buy me a coffee, and I'll just put the QR code above. It's €1, and that would really, really help me too. So, see you next time.